The next thing is this. Just about a year ago, all of us a good amount of us ended up in a situation where we thought, hey, where's this gonna go from here? What should we do? And we all embarked on this, what we called the journey, right? Before we do anything else, let's just pause for a minute, acknowledge where we're at in our walk, what we all get to walk through in that time period, right? Not have to, but get to, and said, hey, what does this look like for us as a group of Christians walking through this thing we call a life? It's a crazy place, right? And what came out of that was a few of us pastors, Mike Nicholson, who we all absolutely love, amen to that, Greg and I, and many of you were like, hey, you three, let's go. And we all looked at each other a bit like, okay, not knowing what that would look like. And from the very beginning, we went, hey, who knows if this is even supposed to be a church? Who knows if it's supposed to be one or two or three churches? We really have no idea what this is going to look like. Tried to set that expectation. And I forget when we actually became a church. I don't know if it was the day we met on the beach or if it was the day we got paperwork. Who knows what that looks like, right? But I would say it was probably not, we probably didn't even know when it had started, quite honestly, right? And it's been a very, very sweet time. Greg and I have been preaching together and having a lot of conversations for months and months and months. And we just kind of got to a point where it was like, I think there's a different direction for us on that. And I want to bring him up here with me today. We've had a lot of conversations. My back still hurts from 4 hours at a picnic table the other night at Swig and Swine. It literally hurts, but it was painful, to say the least. But I didn't want to give up the conversation. I feel like that's always how it is when you and I get together. But, yeah, man, it's been an amazing time. And you guys have probably noticed, hey, where's Greg been for a few weeks? And,
Who's that tall, big, strong, good-looking black guy?
I don't remember it like that, really, but I'm sure that's what they meant. But just... that's why he's really been taking some time and trying to think and feel through things. And these things are really, 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 really difficult to really acknowledge and go, hey, what's God actually doing? And lots of feelings in there. So It's all you, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's everybody? Good to see y'all. We miss you guys so much and love you even more. Thank you. For sure. Zach's been kind of holding you down and calling me every day on the minute, letting us know how much we are loved in the midst of Mercy Shore. So he's been a good mouthpiece for Mercy Shore. But to Jared's point, we started this thing roughly a year ago, and that was the theme, right? We didn't know. No. We kind of knew each other from city life, but we really didn't have a tight bond or relationship, but definitely mutual respect and love for each other. Himself, myself, and Mike, and Eddie Potter essentially said, hey, listen, we starting a church. And if you know Eddie, if Eddie says you're doing something, you're doing it. But we all we came together, and one of the things we said from the beginning is, we don't know if this is one church. We don't know if it's two churches, three churches, or no churches. Then kind of through that process, Mike Nicholson and his health issues, he kind of went a different direction, right? He was still with Mercy Shore, of course, Trisha and the girls, and she's here today. And we asked Mike because, he had started Chosen Church. We were like, hey, you feel comfortable giving that up? And he's like, I'm all in on Mercy Shore, but I want to keep Chosen as a nonprofit foundation. I want to dedicate that to sex trafficking. Am I correct? I want to do that, right? So that was the first kind of segue, right? It's all one unit, then Chosen with the first ministry that kind of branched off. Then we kind of left with Jared and myself, and I think when Mike made that decision, we didn't even have a name yet, or elders, or boards, or nothing, right? We were just, we were just the church at the time, right? So try to put it all together. Then Mercy Shore came, right? So that was the second kind of path that came. And like Jared says, as Mercy Shore came, we learned about each other, and we just, throughout the months, it just became more obvious, like there's a different direction. Maybe we just got in front of God's plan. And God's like, no, this was going to be three different things from the beginning, but you guys just wouldn't be patient. So I
blame Eddie.
I blame Eddie too, that's right, 100%. You know, sometimes, for those of you who might struggle, I'll give you kind of like a image, an illustration, if you will. If you know me, I love planes. And I kind of look at our time at City Life like that, right? We all were kind of in this plane, and we were taking off, and we got to 35,000 feet, and everything was good, and everything was comfortable, and Aaron and Jared were up in the cockpit handling the things. And if you know anything about planes, when things go wrong, the pilots know first, right? That warning light goes off, and maybe they got to throttle back an engine, and the plane is rolling, and they trying to hold things together. And everybody in the back is good, and we just kind of didn't know what was going on. Then all of a sudden, the plane just nosedived. And you feel it, right? And during that nosedive, there's just a lot of hurt, right? There's no seatbelts on. You got some broken noses. There's just a lot of people that's hurt at different levels. But regardless of what level you at, if you were in the plane, there was some type of shaking up in you, some type of hurt. But to God be the glory. Before the plane hit the ground, they got control of it. And we got on the tarmac safe and secure. But the thing we did is half of us got off the plane. We met up with Mike Nicholson, and we got right in another plane, and we took right off, right? We took right off, and we got about 20,000 feet once again, and the plane dropped right back down to 10,000 feet, and that's us, unfortunately, losing Mike, right? So this body of believers has been through a lot. Then you come into this situation. And to Jared's point in the beginning, I was thinking about this the other day. It was you and a lot of other people, because if we rewind that, and after that plane, that first City Life plane, if you will, kind of gets on the ground safely, what we probably should have done is kind of what you were saying in the beginning, and what others were saying again. Maybe get off the plane and just relax for a while, right? I remember Jared saying that in the beginning. Maybe the beginning is just a time that we all just kind of love on each other and do community and go to other churches and go to your parents' churches and let's just woosah and relax and see what God has for us. I think we kind of jumped the ball on that a little bit, and it's all good. Because how I see it is maybe had we done that, we all probably would have reunited, unfortunately, at Mike Nicholson's funeral. And maybe you get a galvanizer like Eddie saying, hey, Greg, hey, Jared, it's been a year. What y'all think about planting a church? And maybe Greg says, I think I'm good. God has started this great Bible study with Kalanda us, and we're just going to keep doing that. And maybe Jared's like, hey, Kelly and I, we going around the city, and we doing these worship experiences, and that's awesome. And John Mark probably would have been like, hey, listen, God has given me a prayer ministry where I ring people's doorbell, and they open it, and I just grab them and pray for them and give them a kiss and smack them on the butt, And I've only been arrested once, and I kissed the cop and smacked him on the butt too, right? Maybe that's what it would have been, right? So I would say maybe we were a year too early. But nonetheless, God did what he did. And I think he kind of shook the tree from where we needed to be in the beginning, and he created Chosen Church as what Chosen is. And unfortunately, we lost Mike, but I'm sure that Trisha and the girls are going to pick up Chosen and run with it and make it everything God has destined it to be. And Mercy Shore is in good hands with Jared, and you got a great board of directors, led by Eddie Potter, and, some solid elders. So, and that's two, and what God does with the Pinkneys, we don't know. We just excited to find out. There's a question mark there. I know what I want to do, but I've learned to stay away from what I want to do.
That's right.
And just kind of wait on God. Only thing I know that we will do is that Titus 1:9. We will proclaim the gospel and, refute those who contradict it. But so, that's kind of where we at. We feel good about it. Okay. We feel that there's a lot of love here. We don't feel like there's any tension or any relationship break. I don't think Zach is going to stop calling me. John Mart is going to keep making me peach cobblers twice a year. There we go. As you see it. What's that? You ain't getting rid of me. I know. So I think it's all good. And like I said, there's no tension. I don't want anybody to leave this room and think like, man, there's some tension between Greg and Jared. There's no tension. I think he might be scared that I'm going to get taller than him one day. I'm coming. I'm coming for him. That's probably the only tension. John Martin and I, we coming.
That's right.
But other than that, it's all good. It's all love. We love and respect everybody. We look forward to continuing to see you guys and whatever God does in us. Zach will let you know.
No doubt.
Zach will let you know. And like I say, we just excited and happy and anticipating, what's next. And not just us, what's next seeing Mercy Shore grow and thrive, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen, and people like Josh Garcia and Sully Dean and Zach Perry, see some things in them. So I just want to kind of sit back and kind of see that flourish and grow, and all those good stuff. And last but not least, Nate Doloff. I mean, he's running, but he can't hide.
I know, right?
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to get that call and say, "Hey, Nate's preaching this morning. That's right. I'm coming."
That's right.
Amen.
I love that.
Amen. So hey, we love you guys. Just be encouraged. Continue to do what we do. We're good. We want you guys to be good. But yeah, it's weird. It's awkward, but it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I know. Awkward is awkward.
That's right.
It just is. You might as well just call it out,
That's right.
We've struggled over hey, how do we do this well so it doesn't turn into something that it's not? Because isn't it usually like the kernel of something is whatever, and then it's all that we make out of it turns into being the thing. And we just had the best time the other night talking, figured to be there an hour or two, and it was 4, and it was just good. It just feels right and nice, and I'm excited for you and Kalanda, of course, and your kids, who I love to absolutely just love. And it's cool. God does amazing things. A lot of times we just miss it because we want our thing, and we want our thing for somebody else. We want their thing for us, and so it's just cool to see this happening. And it's not like an ending. It is like another branch, kind of to your point. Like, it is just another place where I'm just excited to see what you do. And it's funny. I was thinking people are gonna be like, "Oh, Greg's not in ministry anymore." What are you talking about? Greg's been in ministry for so long. It's not even funny. Like, being at a church or on staff or whatever doesn't make you in ministry. Like, how you live your life makes you in ministry. So you're just as much full-time pastor now as you've ever been. So just appreciate a lot over the last year. Yeah. Seriously. We've lived a whole lot more than most people do in a year. And in some things that are just insane that we've forgotten more than can you remember. But yeah. I appreciate you and I love you. A ton. It's the churchy thing to do, but I feel like I just want everybody to get around you and pray for you guys. Does that make sense? You good with that? All right, let's do it. Come on up. We'll do some churchy things, if that's okay. Come on up, everybody. Plenty of room. Oh, that's right. Oh, man. I just want to start us, and then anybody that wants to pray, go for it, and then I'm sure somebody will finish it. So, God, you are. And we try to figure you out. It's just a waste of time. We should just marvel at you instead. So, God, allow our hearts to slow down and marvel at you. And allow them to get excited about what we get to see, not wonder what we've seen. But that we would just see these amazing people in front of us that we've gotten to do life with and that we get to do more life with. And we just pray for them and pray for their their hearts and their feelings and their family, for the expectations that we all have in life that just get on our shoulders, and we just pray that they just get lifted right now. And they can walk out of this room light and loved, and that you would just pace them towards your future for them, and that they would walk into a time of rest with each other and a time of love for each other and just being in your presence with each other. Pray for Greg and Kalanda and all of the kids. Oh man, what a group. Just thank you so much for allowing us to be in their life and vice versa.